Hello, I am Miss Hillary Benedict, a high school counselor at Enlightium Academy. Students in grades 11 and 12 typically take one or more standardized tests in preparation for life after high school. Even if you do not plan to go to college, it's advisable to take the SAT, the ACT, or both because you never know where life will lead you. In this video, we will outline some of the advantages of each test, as well as the best way to find testing information and to register. Even though some colleges and post-secondary programs are moving away from using standardized testing in their entrance requirements, many colleges and programs still require these assessments. Additionally, a standardized test taken during the 11th or 12th grade can be an excellent way to see where your student stands academically and will often meet your state homeschooling requirements for standardized testing if your state has them. You can check Enlightium's state blogs or hslda.org to see if your state requires high school students to take a standardized test. Students in grades 11 and 12 have three primary options when it comes to standardized testing: the SAT, the ACT, and the CLT. The SAT is one of the best-known options for 11th and 12th graders. It is a 3-hour multiple-choice test that covers math and evidence-based reading and writing. The test is administered in person year-round, and registrations for upcoming tests are often due roughly 5 weeks before the date of the test, though more time is encouraged if the student will be requesting any testing accommodations. Students can register online at the College Board website. Some of the advantages of the SAT are that there are many study guides and practice tests available for students to review prior to testing. Resources like Khan Academy, KHAN Academy, even have free SAT practice tests which students can access online and which can be tailored to the student if they've already taken a PSAT. The SAT is a great option for students who are strong test takers and feel that an excellent SAT test score can strengthen their college applications. Finally, the SAT should fulfill the standardized assessment requirement for students who live in states where this is a requirement. Information about the SAT can be found online, including testing dates and locations. If you are taking the SAT, plan to register at least 5 weeks prior to the testing date. The ACT is another well-known testing option for 11th and 12th grade students. The ACT contains 4 multiple-choice tests which cover English, mathematics, reading, and science, as well as an optional 5th writing test. Like the SAT, there is an abundance of online and paper practice material, including a pre-ACT. The ACT should fulfill the standardized assessment requirements for students who live in states where this is a requirement. The ACT test is also administered throughout the year with registration information available online. If you are taking the ACT, plan to register at least 5 weeks prior to the testing date. If you will be requesting accommodations, you will want to register even earlier. When deciding between the SAT and the ACT, students should keep in mind the following. First, students can take practice tests for both to see if they score better in one. Second, students can register and take both tests. Third, students can take the SAT and the ACT multiple times. Many colleges accept either test score, but some prefer one over the other. It is important to double-check the admissions requirements and recommendations of the college the student is applying for. The SAT will allow the use of a calculator on some, but not all math questions, while the ACT allows students to use a calculator for all math questions. One final option for 11th and 12th graders is the CLT, or Classical Learning Test. It is not as well known as the SAT or ACT, but it is currently accepted by over 200 colleges. Like the SAT and ACT, the CLT should fulfill the standardized assessment requirements for students who live in states where this is a requirement. The CLT contains 3 sections: verbal reasoning, grammar and writing, and quantitative reasoning. There is also an optional essay section. Testing lasts for approximately 2 hours, and it can be proctored at home virtually. This is ideal for students who cannot attend an in-person testing session, which is required for the SAT and ACT test. The CLT is also administered year-round. Students can register for the CLT online and can register as late as a week before the test date. At this point, you may be wondering which of the 3 tests your students should take. Most students take the SAT, the ACT, or both, as these scores are typically accepted by colleges and other programs, but they will need to test in person. If your student is unable to or prefers not to test in person, then the CLT may be a good option, but keep in mind that many schools do not accept the CLT score. If you have any more questions about any of these tests, please reach out to your counselor.